Hello, Ralphbats. Hello, I'd hang out, but my D&D session starts in 7 minutes. Would you like 2 codes? Sure, I wouldn't mind that at all. Also, speaking of 2 things, Duckman just gifted 2 more subs. Goodness. I mean, by now, surely everyone who's ever watched my stream has a sub at this rate. You give and give. I really appreciate it, Duckman. Single-handedly paying my mortgage. Let's see. I was looking. Sometimes the store has free money for sale. They'll do a deal that's like, for the price of 250 gold, you can have 750 gold. And it's like, okay, if you say so, sir. Thank you, K-Do. That's one. $550 for 50 gold. It's something like, I don't remember the exact numbers. I just know they have a gold for gold and a gold for gems, both of which are effectively just free money. Although I haven't seen it in a long time. It's been quite a while since I try to check the store most days. I don't check it every day, so it's possible I've missed one. Packs of the old haunted house. Speaking of packs, let's do the traditional. Let's open some to start with. I guess let's get these 3 Duskmourn packs. That's all I got for you. That's more than enough, K-Do. I appreciate it. Let's see what we can get out of these. Okay, seen most of these. Haven't seen this. 4/4 flying for 6. Put target card from a graveyard on the bottom of its owner's library. Only as a sorcery. Okay. Not particularly great, but... Oh! A double. Oh, hey, it's the one that's banned. Neat. Have you seen the TV yet? Do you mean, is there a Duskmourn card that is a TV? I know there's the Trapped in the TV one, but if there's another one that you're referring to, no, I don't think I have. What are your thoughts on Bloomburrow, and what animal would you be turned into? I'm not sure what the rules are, if it's like personality-based, or what exactly. Haunted Screen. I don't remember if I've seen that or not. It's vibes. Well, give me some examples, like, of, like, the legacy characters like Planeswalkers or whoever who were in the Bloomburrow story and what animals they turned into. I know you meant mana, but it's very funny to see it's mama affinity-based. Jace was a fox. That's not one of the standard ones. He always has to be main charactering, doesn't he? I don't even know if that's true. I haven't followed the story since the Planeswalkers were introduced. I actually have almost a playset of Mind Skinners, I think. Cunning as a fox? I suppose so. If he learned to play D&D in 3rd edition, I'm sure he would have Fox's Cunning in his repertoire. Okay. Oh, okay, that's nice. This is meant to combine with the survival creatures to give you a way to tap them. That's fun. Ghost Vacuum. Exile target card from a graveyard. 6 tap sack. Oh, Wow, that is, that's quite something. That's a fun payoff. Jason's been a cockroach because we can't fucking get rid of him. I think... I think I'd probably be, like... Sniper fish. I think I'd be, I want to say something aquatic. Maybe an otter or a frog. Taking your players through a haunted house with a revenant. I hope you spook them the exact amount that you're going for, no more and no less. Let me look up this card you're asking about, Bloody Brat. Ethereal Absolution. Don't limit to my collection. Ethereal... Yeah, Eel Absolution. No cards can be found with the current filters. Ethereal? No, it's still... Is it locked to a specific set? No. I can't believe that that's the only card on here that has the word ethereal in the name. So what is it doing wrong? Format, alchemy. Oh, maybe it's because it's set to this. I don't know. Hang on. Okay, legal in like any format, ethereal? Absolution. 6 mana black-white enchantment. I don't know why it's not being picked up here now. What's the format? Go back to select and turn alchemy off. I mean, it doesn't look like it'll let me not pick anything here at all. Try just, huh? Oops, misspelled. Ethereal. No. What format is just fucking anything? Historic or timeless? Okay. And include not collected. Okay, here we go. Ethereal Absolution. 6 mana enchantment. Creatures +1/+1. Creatures you control get -1/-1. Nice parallelism. 4 mana, exile target card from an opponent's graveyard. If it was a creature card, create a 1/1 white and black spirit. Creature token. Flying. Okay. Okay. I mean, I'm here for the parallel Glorious Anthem, anti-Glorious Anthem aspect of it for sure. And I guess that has synergy with its ability since, you know, making small tokens is better when you have an Anthem effect in play. I would say those two effects together don't, for me, cohere to a really strong card identity. So if I were rating this as, like, a card design, I think this is fine. It's not, like, the most roll-off-the-tongue perfect, you understand why these abilities are all on one card and how it relates to the flavor of the card. But it's pretty, it's okay in that regard. Would I play this card? For power level, this looks... it's so hard for me to evaluate, because in the modern game, if you're paying 6 mana for something, it usually has to be like a, if unanswered, wins the game on its own level threat, which I don't feel this is. But I do like this. This could be a nice one to build around. At least insofar as, you know, it's an Anthem. You know how to build around an Anthem. Yeah, this card's pretty okay. On the Aram scale, I'll give this a 6 or a 7. And yes, I know this deck is invalid. It doesn't exist, and that's fine. So, what we are doing today, I want to do another Foundations draft, probably. I see they're also offering quick draft for Cowboy Times, which might be fun. The only Cowboy Times cards I know are the ones that they used in the precons, the starter decks. And these vary on what sets they draw from. Like the green-blue one's really heavy Thunder Junction, the black-red one's really heavy Thunder Junction, but not all of them are. So I only know a tiny subset of the cards from that. That's our option if we want to do a bots draft and take our sweet time. If we want to do Foundations, we can do Traditional, or we can do Premier, and I'd probably choose to do Premier because it makes the individual games slightly lower stakes. We do still have to do the draft in a timely fashion. But then, as for playing the games, Premier has the nice thing that you only need 4 wins to mostly break even. 5 to actually really break even. If you don't know Cowboy Times, then it seems like now is as good a point as any to learn with the bot draft. That's a reasonable point. That's a reasonable point. I think I would still want to get through the draft in less than 2 hours, but it might be fun to be able to take our time, read some cards. Yeah, you know what? I think you've sold me. We'll try this. I really don't know what... I haven't read a draft guide for this set or anything. I don't really know what sort of coherent strategies exist for Limited. But this is pretty cheap. We're sitting on actually quite a nice haul of gold. So honestly, we can kind of just do whatever we want. Yeah, fuck it. Let's go to Western Land from Mario Party 2. And just immediately make my stream title a lie. We are not on the Foundations grind. We are on the Yeehaw grind. Okay, this lady I know from the Red-Black Precon. She's one of its bombs. She does less on her own than some of the other bombs, because, I mean, she's only 2 mana. But it's a strong ability if you get to use it even once. Shepherd of the Clouds. 5 mana, 4/3 Flying Vigilance. Very solid stat line. When it enters, return target permanent card with mana value 3 or less from your graveyard to your hand, or to the battlefield if you control a mount. That's pretty good. That's a lot of value, and possibly getting to cheat a little bit on mana as well. As uncommons go, that looks quite strong. Yep, this one I know. This is Explosive Vegetation, but it finds deserts also. 3 mana, 3/3. Attacks while saddled. It gets +1/+2 until end of turn. Then you may return any number of creatures that saddled it to their owner's hand. Okay. Hypothesizzle. 5 mana, red-blue instant. Draw 2, then you may discard a non-land card. If you do, deal 4 damage to target creature. Okay. That's alright. That's alright. But we probably don't want to take a gold-colored removal spell as our first pick. Miriam, Herd Whisperer. During my turn, my mounts and vehicles are hexproof. And whenever one of them attacks, put a +1/+1 counter on it. And she's a 3/2 for 2. That's quite solid. Again, a gold card, not an optimal first pick for versatility, but pretty strong. 3/1. Can gain First Strike and Scry. Peerless Rope Master. Okay. Not too bad of a Mana War variant. I wouldn't say that's, like, amazing, but for tempo, that's not too bad. Nezumi Linkbreaker is a 1/1 for 1 with a small upside. Overzealous Muscle. 5/4 for 5. When you commit a crime during your turn, he gains indestructible till end of turn. Vault Plunderer is Phyrexian whatever the fuck. There's the 2/2 who has the same effect, but she's a 3/1. May discard a card or sacrifice a land. If you do, draw 2 cards. And you can plot it. Okay, not bad. And a second copy... Oh, no, this is a different card. Yeah. This is in the green-white precon. And he's not bad. I mean, he's a 4/4 Vigilance for 4, which is quite a nice stat line to begin with. Aram for Emoshers, do you think you would like Thawing Glaciers or Raging Gay? I think Raging Gay could be funny as, like, an emote people can spam if I'm playing a game and something homoerotic happens in it. I don't know what a Thawing Glaciers emote would be, or what chat would use it in response to other than me being really slow at doing something. So, to me, it looks like we have a couple options for what look like bombs or semi-bombs. So, we're probably going to take one of those. Having not drafted this before, I don't know how ubiquitous it is to have the ability to, like, commit crimes on the huge, but conditional on that, Magda is quite strong. This is really strong for a late game thing. This could be good, but it is A, 2 colors, and B, archetype specific. This is only going to be especially good if we are in mounts, and she doesn't protect herself. So I'm not wild at the idea of first picking her. I think I'm probably gonna take Magda here. All other things being equal. There's some nice green stuff in here, but it's all below rare, so I'm not, like, super worried about, oh, you know, if we don't take Giant Beaver now, we're never gonna have another chance. Yeah, I think we'll try Magda. She's also, even though she's a 2 mana for 2, excuse me, she's a 2/2 for 2 mana, she's not, if we end up only, like, wanting to splash for her, she's not worthless to play later in the game, because later in the game is when you're more likely to have established a board with, like, creatures that can target things to commit crimes. So, like, you don't have to play her on turn 2 to get value out of her ability. So, I think I'll probably... Yeah, we'll go with that. Even though we're not on the clock, I'm going to try not to agonize and second guess too much. And what are we passing? We're passing good green. We're passing, I think, pretty good white. We're not passing really anything in blue. And the black is nothing to write home about either. Okay, we'll take Magda. What have we got? Repulse, that's a good card. That's a great card, in fact. Unscrupulous Contractor. When it enters, you may sacrifice a creature. If you do, target player draws 2 and loses 2 life. Okay. And you can plot him. Caught in the Crossfire. Either or both of 2 damage to each outlaw, assassins, mercenaries, pirates, rogues, and... Wow, I didn't remember warlocks being outlaws. That's funny. Annoying that Magda herself is not an outlaw. She's a dwarf berserker. But, okay. Yeah, this could be aight. Eartha Joe, Frontier Mentor. 2/4 for 4. When she enters, make a little guy. Whenever you activate an ability that targets a creature or player, copy that ability. You may choose new targets for the copy. Okay, so the guys tap for more. That's interesting. It's a little dependent on having other things that her ability affects, but that's interesting. Congregation Griff. There's another mount. Sterling Supplier. Oh, it's like that same fucking card from Bloomborough, except he's not restricted to doing it on non-flying creatures, so he's very slightly better. 2/1. He does commit a crime when he attacks. Removal. Not like amazing removal, but not bad. exile target creature for 4 mana, as long as you're using it on... Yeah. Yeah, that's not too bad. Discerning Peddler. 2/2, discard and draw. Highway Robbery. Quick Draw. Okay. 1/1 first strike. Commits a crime. The second clause on this is pretty niche, but could matter in rare occasions. Mostly it's just there to commit a crime. 2/2 Vigilance brings a disenchant with him. Okay, okay. So Repulse is very strong. And does commit a crime. I don't know if it's strong, like, to the level of second pick worthy, but it is very good. This is removal. Albeit it's sweeping removal, which is not ideal if you're in red and you've got lots of little guys, especially if they're split between outlaws and non-outlaws. I mean, yeah, this immediately is like theoretically committing us to a color combination, but her ability does combo with crimes, as Spooky Bard said, so maybe we just go for that. That is pretty funny. Yeah, you know what? We'll live a little. Sure, we'll try this. See if we can build around that. See if we can go crimes. Decimate. Oh yeah, this card's really funny. This is pretty hard to use, albeit fucking funny if you can pull it off. Bovine Intervention. That's pretty good. Lively Dirge. Okay, okay. Brimstone Roundup. Whenever you cast your second spell each turn, make a little dude. And you can plot it to make it a little easier to get a second spell on the turn you're playing it. That's not too bad. I don't know how good... I'm not sure that's great, but... I mean, it goes with other things. Bandit's Hull. When you commit a crime, put a loot counter on it. It taps for 1 mana of any color. 2 tap, remove 2 loot counters from it, draw a card. Okay. That's removal. That's repeatable crimes. Ooh, that's an interesting choice. I think I want to take either this or this. And this does combine better with what we've got. This being straight removal, though, is also pretty appealing. The sorcery speed does make it a little less good than it would otherwise be. There is also this as an option. This is probably better than Ariet's Lullaby. But the Sterling Keykeeper commits crimes and is very strong with Eartha Joe in play. Hello, Ahriman. Ooh, gosh. That's tricky. That is tricky. I think for now, we're gonna favor synergy. Ooh. Alright, we'll try favoring synergy, even though it's not usually what I would do. Then again, this is common. This is an uncommon. Yeah, he's a little more likely, or she? Unclear. They are common, and they are probably a little more likely to table. Yeah, okay, we'll take Bovine Intervention and hope that we see the Keykeeper again. Hey, there's another one. Scorching Shot. That's nice and straightforward removal. Another one of these, but would put us in, spread us in 3 colors. That's a pretty solid, just chunker creature. 3/2 flying for 4 when it dies, make a little guy. Prickly Pear. When it enters, brings with him a little guy. And he is himself a mercenary, and he does... Yeah, as mana fixing goes, he looks not great, but, he does exist. High praise indeed. He does exist, though. Compared to the Foundations one that replaces the creature with a 1/1, this, while pretty good, is not as strong because a 2/2 actually still has board presence that matters. I think I'll take Scorching Shot here. Savage Smash. That's pretty good. Trick Shot is expensive AF, but it is removal. Let's see. Nimble Brigand. You can destroy a target creature, you can make a guy, you can do both. Nimble Brigand can't be blocked if you've committed a crime this turn. When it deals combat damage to a player, draw a card. Not too bad. Not too bad. That's an Ophidian, but I don't think we're really looking to slide into blue right now. Oh, that's right. Stroke of Midnight also is like non-land permanent, isn't it? So this is notably worse, but I think still decent. Created Arinx attacks while saddled. It gains first strike until end of turn. Admittedly, that is good with our mercenaries who can pump its power. Savage Smash only works if we're in green. And it's not great with low toughness creatures. It's really better when you have big fuckers who also have big toughness scores as well. I think I might just take the Trick Shot here. It kills something. It possibly kills two things. It commits a crime. It is expensive, but it can potentially 2-for-1. I don't think this thing's amazing. This looks like filler more than anything else. So yeah, we'll take Trick Shot. Okay, we've got some legendary creatures sitting here. Gold Rush! Create a treasure. Oh, and make a little pump. That's nice. 4 mana, Flying Vigilance 3/3. That's pretty good. If the beginning of your end step, if you haven't cast a spell from your hand this turn, draw a card. I guess, you know, that works with plot, I suppose, is the idea. Whenever you attack with one or more creatures with power 4 or greater, create a treasure token. Sacrifice a treasure, deals 1 damage to any target. This is kind of nice since it's a repeated source of crimes. It can take out little guys. With Magda, the treasures are self-replacing, which is kind of neat with that. World Charger looks okay, but kind of filler. That's not terrible as mana fixing, but I wouldn't say it's amazing. I think we might take one of these legendary creatures in case we want to swoosh into their color. This looks like the stronger creature on spec. This is pretty amazing in a top deck war. If the board is in a state that you don't have to play spells every turn in order to keep it at reasonable parity. Also, if our removal is instant speed, we can potentially pass without playing a spell and then play removal on their turn, so we're not wasting our mana for the turn. This more directly facilitates crimes, though. We've been passing all the blue, so I'm not sure how likely it is we're gonna end up in blue. How easy is it gonna be to attack with one or more creatures with power 4 or greater? I suppose if we have enough things that make lil guys. Right now we've only got one, but there obviously are a lot of cards that do that exist. I think We could potentially still splash one of these two colors. We probably can't splash for Scorching Shot, but we could splash white still. So there's a reasonable chance we could play either of these. I don't think we're going to want to end up in blue, but this appeals to me more. So I think we're going to try this in case we want the option. Deep Muck Desperado. That's not very good. Essence Capture. Oh, okay, neat, neat. Not a splashable counterspell, mind you. Outlaw Stitcher. Make a guy and put it for each spell you've cast other than the first, so you plot him and then you... Okay, okay. Inventive Wingsmith. Beginning of your end step, if you haven't cast a spell for this turn, and okay, he gained... When you do that once, he gains flying. Another Peerless Rope Master. Ooh, Deadeye Duelist is crimes every turn for 1 mana. Yeah. He's not, like, an amazing creature on spec, but he combos really well with what we got. This could also be mana fixing if we do end up going into green-white, but this. Also, he deals a lot of damage very fast if we get Eartha Joe in play. Ooh. Form a Posse. Create X Lil Guys. That's pretty good with stuff we have. Congregation Griff. 1/3 blocker is decent. True enough, true enough. Yeah, I mean, there's some other decent cards here, but this just is for our deck, so we're gonna take it. Let's see. Hypothesizzle still here, in case we want to splash blue. Rambling Possum still here if we think we might go into green. Giant Beaver still here also. Actually, yeah. 3 reasonably solid green cards left. We have a potential reason to splash blue already, and this card is fine to play late. In fact, it's better to play late. You're way more likely to get value out of the ability playing it later. So this is pretty splashable, actually. Both of our blues, potentially. Yeah, we'll go for that. Oh, that table did it. Highway Robbery, Quick Draw. Quick Draw has a little bit low impact for a combat trick with only +1 power. Does commit a crime. It is a trick. Feels a little... It sort of feels like a filler tier trick to me. This is not too bad. But this is actually like a pretty solid late game play. So I'm going to take that. I had a great time with the basically functionally same card in our one Bloomburrow draft. Take the Fall is a cantrip crime. We're probably not going to play either way, but sure. This is a filler playable creature if we do end up in green. I don't think we're going to splash for Take the Fall, because it's mostly just a cantrip that maybe occasionally could save a creature. We will have Outlaws, I suppose, so it's more likely to save a creature. Alright, I guess we'll take the Fall in case we end up in blue and red or white with the other of red or white as our splash instead. Oh, Bovine Intervention's still here. Apparently I don't need to early pick. Apparently I need to early pick the key guy instead. Do I want the mana fixing? No, we'll take this. Okay. Hey, this is a rare that works for our deck. Other outlaws you control have haste, and he makes 2 little guys who have haste. Heartless Pillage. Okay, that's a Mind Rot with slight upside. Hollow Marauder. Not too bad. Demonic Ruckus. Not awful as auras go. Still a little leery of it because while it's nice that it draws a card when it's put into the graveyard from the battlefield, that does not solve the case where your opponent kills the creature in response to you playing this. You still get 2-for-1'd really badly there. Return the Favor is Twin Cast or Shunt, or both. That's pretty funny. A second one of those. Wanted Griffin, Geyser Drake, Jailbreak Scheme... Irascible Wolverine. Yeah, I think we take this. Yeah. He's a rare that works for our deck. Let's take him and have a little fun. Rakdos joins up, I tell you what! Legendary enchantment. When it enters, zombify something with 2+1/+1 counters on it. Whenever a legendary creature you control dies, deals damage equal to that creature's power to target opponent. Very funny. Very funny. We have no reason to be in black, though, so we're probably not going to want that. Oh. That would be amazing if it were an instant. Instant speed +1/+1 counter on all your creatures. It's not bad even as a sorcery. If we have all these things that make lil guys, so that's pretty strong. Yeah, Stable Master. Another chance at Jolene. Bridled Bighorn. Okay, not too bad. Holy cow! That's pretty good. Doesn't really have synergy with our stuff, but it is good. Rodeo Pyromancers. I remember from the red-blue deck. That's not bad. What is our priority order here? Can anyone tell me, is there an Oblivion Ring variant in this block? Because there's one in Foundations and there's one in Bloomborough, so they seem to like that as a card concept. Is there a white enchantment that is generic removal here that that I'll be running into a lot that will make me likely to want to pop enchantments with this? That's a pretty solid little guy. He doesn't have any synergy with our stuff, regrettably. Requisition Raid probably has more synergy with our stuff. But it's also not very useful on an empty board. I wouldn't call this win, the put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control win more. It can certainly make you win when you weren't winning before, but it doesn't, you still have to have a board presence to get a lot of value out of that, so I'm not sure this is second pick worthy. There's an O-ring variant at common and another one at uncommon, actually. Okay. We have some disagreement between Spooky Bard and Togbus on whether there is an Oblivion Ring variant in this set. Scorching Shot, form a posse. Yeah, I would say right now it looks like we might be trending a little creature light. We've got several removal spells, most of which are probably good enough to play. Mystical Tether and Lassoed by the Law, respectively. Okay. Again, this being a sorcery hurts it in that case, because I got some pretty nice reversal plays out of instant speed disenchanting an Oblivion Ring in some of my prior limited games. Still not bad. I'm just not sure if we want to take it over a creature. That seems pretty decent. Like, both these white creatures seem pretty decent. They don't have any synergy with our stuff, sadly. Rodeo Pyromancers is also pretty good. I think between the two of these, I'd probably take Holy Cow, because it can help smooth a draw by scrying. I think, yeah, I don't know if this is really second pick worthy, but I don't necessarily want a second trick shot. That's very expensive removal, and we've also got Hypothesizal as pretty expensive removal. Yeah, I think we're just gonna take Holy Cow here. There's no way I'm not gonna play this if I'm in white. This feels like one that can't really go wrong. Bridled Bighorn, also pretty decent. Good stat line, vigilance, fairly useful saddle ability. But evasion is quite nice when I have all these guys who can give something +1/+0. So I think we'll go Holy Cow here. Moo. Thunder Lasso. It enters, attached to target creature you control. Ooh, that's pretty good. And it commits crimes every time the equipped creature attacks. That's gonna be hard to beat. A second one of these. It would make us more consistent with our strat. Outlaw Medic, not like super powerful, but like shockingly good in the white-black precon. He's just nice advantage. He gums up early. But it's not really clear yet whether we're going to be more aggressive or more late game. Oh, okay. 3 mana, 4 damage to target creature, instant speed, and can possibly also destroy an artifact. That's pretty good removal too, but this Thunder Lasso seems pretty fucking rad. Yeah, I think we're gonna go Thunder Lasso. The Crime Commission upon its on top of its other things is oh, lifelink on the medic is good, yeah. I suspect this Outlaw Medic will still be here the next time I see this pack. I don't know for sure. It is the only mono white card left, which could work against that, but I don't think we need to third pick it. Visage Bandit. Okay. He can clone something. Shoot the Sheriff, that's just removal. That's just removal, although in this format, I guess it's kind of like playing Rend Flesh or Rend Spirit in Kamigawa. It's removal for, like, half the set, and the other half is immune to it, whereas outside the context of the set, it barely has any restrictions. Let's see. Mana Fixing, not bad. Not necessarily something we have to worry about being gone from the pack by the time we see it again, though. There's a decent chance that'll still be here. Just a nice flyer. Not too bad. Another Holy Cow, pretty good. Mine Raider. Now, where is that deputy? Mine Raider, I think Holy Cow is better, even though this is an outlaw. Because Mine Raider is usually just going to trade with, like, a 2/2. And if you don't already control an outlaw, then playing this on curve, you're not even going to get the treasure out of it. So I think I'm just going to take another Holy Cow. No, I don't think I want 3 Bovine Intervention. That's interesting. Crown Violent Cacophony is maybe worth splashing. He's a fucking house in the red-blue precon. Vengeful Townsfolk, as trained Armadons go, is honestly pretty good. Discerning Peddler is pretty decent. Ooh, Outlaw's Fury could be a hell of a finisher, though. This is one of the scariest things that can jump you in the fucking, the red-black precon. How easy is it gonna be for us to trigger this? I'd say we're pretty committed to red and white being our main colors right now. We've got a lot of each, so shifting one to a splash would be pretty difficult at this point. So if we play blue, blue is going to be our splash. And yeah, I don't have a ton of cheap stuff. If we were main red-blue, it would be more reasonable to say, oh, well, we'll be able to play this guy on turn 4 when we'll still have plenty of stuff in our hand. But, there's a decent chance we could have this guy in our opening hand and not find blue mana until later, especially because we don't have any mana fixing yet. This guy's not good to play on, like, turn 8 when he's the last non-land card but that you haven't played. So as much as I love this guy, I don't think he's great for us. I think I'm going to take the Outlaw's Fury. This can be a combat trick. This can be a surprise finisher. We've got evasion creatures that this works with. Also, some decent, like, Vengeful Townsfolk and Discerning Peddler are both perfectly reasonable cards. They're a little more fillery. I'm going to take the Outlaw's Fury here, I think. Gila Courser. When attacks while saddled. Okay. Exile, you can play till the end of your next turn. Failed Fording, Razzle Dazzler, Slickshot Vault Buster. Irascible Wolverine, still here. He only lets you play it till the end of the next turn, so you're pretty much always going to want to plot him. Let's see. Would we splash for any of these? We don't have any deserts yet, so probably not. Between the two red cards, we can saddle him for the cost of one Lil guy, which makes it a little easier to actually do something with him. Yeah, I think... both of these are kind of fillery. I think I'll go with the Gila Courser. Tomb Trawler. Don't think I want that. Another one of these. Another chance at Trick Shot. How likely is it we would play another Trick Shot? Impossible. It is a crime. But, hello, Tamaris Mora. I mean, and by hello, I mean thank you for subscribing, but also hello. I think I'm going to take another one of these guys. Top end evasion, which makes it, again, good with the little mercenaries, good with Outlaw's Fury. Doesn't have synergy with crimes, admittedly. But I think we're looking okay in that regard already. Fling. Fucking hilarious that they printed this in this set. Red Rock. Okay, what are you? 100 seconds you control. Admittedly, very funny with our things that make little guys. But I don't think we're going to introduce black into the equation at this stage. Sacrifice a land, draw a card. I mean, that's great if the board stalls out later in the game. I'm not sure how worthwhile that is, though. Another chance at Irascible Wolverine. Still kind of fillery, still potentially playable. Fling. Fling is a really funny finisher if we have a lot of lil guys and we can pump something up to like 8 power and just dome our opponent with this. But this is gonna be a terrible card to see in our opening hand. Oh, man. Do we? That's so funny, man. I don't think we're gonna play this irascible Wolverine. We really want our creatures at this point to have more synergy or more raw power. And he doesn't really have either. The fling is kind of situational, but my god, is it funny. I think we're gonna live a little. Let's take fling. Okay, Heartless Pillage. Alright, so we're back to where we were. We've got still Demonic Ruckus, still Return the Favor. Hey, you know, we could return the favor, fling, and deal double damage. This is probably just straight up playable, because Shunt is usually going to effectively 2-for-1 by reversing a removal spell. It's a little situational, but I don't think I super want this Demonic Ruckus. We'll try this. Let's see. Yeah, Rodeo Pyromancers is solid. I don't know for sure if we'll play it. Hey, Outlaw Medic tabled, and I think we're gonna take it. Although this actually has synergy. You cast your second spell each turn. Right. The little guys. The little guys are good, but Outlaw Medic's quite solid. And we're looking like we have a pretty decent late game with our flyers and, like, Eartha Joe and stuff. Not an overwhelming one. There's definitely decks that can out-late game us, I'm sure, but, he's pretty decent. That's hard to say. Yeah, the real problem with Brimstone Roundup is that it just doesn't do much on its own. Hello, Ollie Gladman. Yeah, we'll take the Outlaw Medic. It's not impossible we might splash this guy if we're just looking for threats. Why'd they add Commander staples to Standard? I don't know. They silly. Apparently we should never have early picked this because we can receive it literally last. Whoa! We got a Planeswalker. Jace Reawakened. You can't play it during your first 3 turns, but he only costs 2. Draw and discard. Exile a non-land card with mana value 3 or less. If you do, it becomes plotted. Okay. Until end of turn, whenever you cast a spell, copy it. You may choose new targets for the copy. I don't think we can play this here with the double blue. It might be worth rare drafting. That's not too bad. The fact that it can gain double strike means any instant speed away to commit a crime now becomes a combat trick and a really powerful one. Hindering Light. If we were maining blue, this would be a little more playable. As it is, we don't know if we're going to have the ability to cast it for most of the game. Wanted Griffin is solid. Sees the Secrets is solid. That's mana fixing we could use for our splash if we're doing the splash. Yeah, there's some decent stuff in here. This is probably the best thing we could take. Double strike with the Mercs. With Eartha Joe, that's true, but we do still have to commit a crime. The mercenaries can only target our own guys, so they don't inherently give us a way to commit a crime. I'm really sad that that guy who taps non-mount creatures didn't table. I think this is the pick if we're just trying to win this draft, but this is a mythic rare planeswalker. I'm not above rare drafting this here.
Too much is at stake to just sit back and hide.
Torpor Orb. That's a very funny, specific hate card. Terminal Agony. Okay, okay. Pick up the shield combat trick. Aren't you drafting against bots? Yeah. So, hate drafting is when you take a card just so your opponents can't have it. And that doesn't matter on MTGA because you're not going to play the same people you drafted with. Rare drafting is just, oh, this is a card I want for my collection. I'm just going to take this, even though I don't think I'm going to play it in this draft. Red removal spell will probably take that. Another land that would help us with mana fixing, but they're always showing up. Yeah, I think we take Explosive Derailment here. Instant speed crimes, quite good. Okay, we have another shot at Requisition Raid. Another shot at Caught in the Crossfire. You keeping these? Yeah. Yeah. All the normal draft formats in Arena, you get to keep what you draft. The only game modes where you get... Oh, well, that guy's here. I'm probably taking that. The only game modes where they give you stuff that you don't actually get to keep are always... They're called, like, Phantom or something. They're usually not drafts, though. It's usually some kind of sealed. Yeah, there's some other good stuff here that has synergies. Caught in the Crossfire, in particular, for sweeping removal could be neat, but this is so strong with our general, what we're trying to do with the deck, that I think we take this. And it's just a good card in general. Neutralize the Gods. Another Hindering Light. A man we can't play. There's not a lot in our colors. I don't know that we're going to want a third one of those. How are we looking on... This is curve, right? 1, 2, 3... And we don't have a lot of early creatures, actually. The Holy Cows, the Gila Courser. Yeah, we start getting somewhere at that point. We're not going to want to use Bovine Intervention on turn 2. There's very few things they could play on turn 2 that we'd get enough value out of turning them into a Grizzly Bear. So... I'm not sure about either of these creatures for curve purposes. They're both a little too expensive. It's a shame we haven't really had an easy opportunity to take, like, the 2-2 who just does a discard and draw. So... yeah, just like any draft, you get an unlimited number of basic lands to add to your deck. I don't really know how basics work on Arena in general. I assume it's like... Well, no, I don't know, actually. Because the only thing that's different about basics is their art, right? So... If you end up with one copy of a particular basic, can you play any number of that basic with that one specific art? If it's for the aesthetic of your deck? I actually don't know. Or do you only have one copy with this art? But if so, what's the basic art everyone has in any number of copies? I don't know. Ooh, Lamp is playing Crusader Kings too. Neat. Is this good enough removal to consider? Flash, enchant artifacts, that's not amazing, but, like, that's splashable. I don't know that we would splash it, but it exists. It is an instant speed crime. You only ever need one basic of any given art to have an infinite amount. That is cool. Okay, that's nice of them. Yeah, none of these are really amazing for us. Irascible Wolverine. Are we gonna play this just for curve? That's like the one thing I'm considering. Yeah, I just don't know. I think... The annoying thing is he's not even really a 3-drop, because you pretty much always want to plot him, because otherwise it's very unlikely you're going to get any value out of his effect. Harumph, I say. I don't think we're going to splash for Stop Cold. We've got a pretty good amount of removal, and it is probably better than playing a 3rd Bovine Intervention, though. Alright, we'll take Stop Cold. We might splash that. Ooh! Ooh, speaking of 5-mana flyers, that's a good one right there. Once again, they have helpfully put it in the same pack as the mana fixing we'd really like to have. This is really good, though. I have to take this. Actually, hang on. If you control a mount, do we have any consequential number of mounts? I don't think we do, because we weren't going into that side of white, so I should make sure I'm correctly evaluating the fact that, in point of fact, that is not going to put something straight into play. It's just going to be back to hand. Yeah, we have, I think we have actually no mounts. So is this still a permanent card with mana value 3 or less? I mean, we have good options for that. And it's still a 4-power vigilance flyer for... It's almost a Sarah Angel just on stats. Oh, that's right, the Gila Courser is a mount. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, that's not useful. It's just, do we take the Conduit Pylons is really the only choice to help with our blue splash if we want to make that happen. No, I think we'll take this. Despawned Outcaster, Razzle Dazzler. It doesn't really look like there's much for us here, does it? Yeah, we can't play any of these. We're not splashing for Razzle Dazzler. So it's really just, which of these do I want in my collection to play? I mean, none of this is... None of them, really, TBH. I'll just take Thornado, because it's got the alternate weird art style that's kind of neat. Nimble Brigand, Rise of the Varmints, Humiliate. Oh, okay. It's Distress with a bonus +1/+1 counter. Skullduggery. Where's all the white and red cards at, you bitches? Why? How are you still not taking these green cards after all the green I passed you? Again, we're probably not playing anything here. Fucking sure. Ooh, Bounding Felidar. That's a big boy. I don't know if we can afford any more big boys. Ooh, mana fixing. Okay, we're probably gonna take that. It also commits a crime when it comes into play, which is pretty nice for us. Yeah. Ooh, mana fixing again. Enduring Light. Another flyer that brings a little guy with him. We do want little guys. Or mana fixing. We've got a lot of flyers. We've got... Even assuming we're not playing these. Even assuming that, we've got like 5. More lil guys does help us, though. So this has obvious synergy. It's really just, do we care about getting another blue source? I think we'll take a little guy. More little guy support. Gila Courser, Terminal Agony, Seize the Secrets, Quilled Charger. I think I'm okay with taking another Gila Courser. He still has the Lil Guy synergy. And he's a 4-power creature for 3, so he can at least... If we're the aggro, he might get to hit for some damage. If he's, if we're not the aggro, then he can at least trade with almost anything that costs 3 or less. And I don't think we're gonna splash Seize the Secrets. So, sure, we'll take a second one of these. Oh, this tabled. We're probably taking that, yeah. We might play that. We're probably not playing any of these. Let's take the Hindering Light, it looks neat. Sure, Failed Forwarding, we could technically splash. Okay. So, I'm not quite sure how to feel about this. We have some interesting synergies. I don't think we went as hard as we could in building around Eartha Joe and Magda, but we've got some okay ways to make that happen. It's kind of a shame we only have one Deadeye Duelist and one of these guys, because those are some of our best repeated crime committers. But we've got a reasonably good top end. We don't have like giant fuck off dragons or anything, but we've got plenty of mid-range decent power flyers that if the ground game stalls out and our opponent doesn't have a bigger bomb, can just kill in a couple turns. Okay, so let's see. I think the main question is, are we bothering with the blue splash or not? Let's take everything out to start with. We're going to build from scratch. Okay. So, we got our build-arounds. Let's get our crime engine underway. So we got Magda. Hellspur is kind of, it's not a crime committer directly, but it has the outlaw synergy, so we'll put that here. Eartha Joe. Form a posse. Deadeye Duelist. Crimes. You. We know we want, that commits crimes repeatedly. Effectively. Yeah. That makes a lil guy. If anything else that makes lil guys. I don't think so. Okay. So. Removal. Explosive Derailment. Scorching Shot. Brick Shot. Wouldn't that just be a repeat offender? Yes, I suppose it would. Built a white-blue control deck. Best of luck to you, Vendelstock. So the blue splash is probably Gem Lightfoot and Hypothesizzle if we go for it. We technically could play Stop Cold and or Djinn of Fool's Fall. But we have so many flyers in white already, we don't really need the Djinns. Let's play Return the Favor. Let's play Let's play the Holy Cows, Shepherd of the Clouds. Given how much evasion and stuff we have, I think we definitely want the Outlaw Medic to help stall out the ground. Yeah, let's go... Outlaw's Fury is really strong with our flyers. I don't know if we want to play these. It's hard to say. I think I really did overvalue the first one that I saw. I'd rather have taken the destroy target tapped creature, gain 2 life. $17 out of 40. And we're probably playing 17 lands. Honestly, there might be an argument for 18 with how many 4+ cost cards we have, but we certainly aren't playing less than 17. Is there an in-universe reason why blue and white have more flyers than the freedom color red? It's not just about the color's philosophies. I think it's also about what sorts of creatures are associated with them aesthetically. And blue has the elemental association with air. That tends to give it flying creatures, and it's also got, you know, the association with water that in the past, when they did, like, land walk more than they do now, which is to say, I don't think they really do it at all now. That's, you know, blue had all the island walkers for that reason. And white has always had the aesthetic association with, angels, and both colors tend to have the aesthetic association with birds. When red gets flyers, again, in line with its aesthetics, it's usually dragons or things that are explicitly lightning, rather than, like, air/wind. And because red also has fire and earth, usually it tends not to focus so much on lightning as in the form of creatures that actually fly, just because lightning strikes from the sky. So no, yeah, it's less about the philosophy of the colors and more about their aesthetics and the kinds of creatures they are associated with by tradition, precedent in the context of the game. So we can omit the blue splash entirely and just play, like, Pyromancers, Gila Coursers, Sterling Suppliers. Or if we play the blue splash, it's probably for Hypothesizzle, Gem Lightfoot, maybe Stop Cold. The question is it worth the, is it worth the slight hit to our consistency to have, the island or islands in there that don't produce red and or white. Oh. It's annoying because I really do want to play this lady. She seems very strong. Hypothesizzle is, like, okay. Because you have to discard a non-land to actually get the damage, it's not really quite as strong as a draw 2, discard 1 ought to be. It's still not bad, but, you know, Prophetic Bolt, it ain't. Normally I do like to go for a splash if I think it gives me power. I kind of think I might just go consistency here. I'm also, yeah, if we had had the time to grab one of those lands that surveil and filter, then I'd only have to run, like, one island, I would feel. Yeah, I don't want to end up with hands where I'm like, well, this would be keepable if this island were a plains, or if this island were a mountain, but because it's not, I can't keep this hand. Alas, Jace showed up too late for us to have any hope of playing him, so yeah, I think we're just gonna go Rodeo Pyromancers, The Sterling Suppliers. We'll play at least one Gila Courser. Show us by curve again. Outlaw Medic, Keykeeper, Deadeye Duelist, Magda are our 2 drops. 2 Holy Cow, Gila Courser, Thunder Lasso. Yeah, I think I'm gonna play another Gila Courser, and I'm gonna play 1 Bovine Intervention. So we'll go for that. And 17 lands, which will be all plains and mountains. We could play... Actually, we might... You know what? Maybe we play the Eroded Canyon anyway, just because it comes into play tapped. It's a mountain that's strictly worse, but it commits a crime. It might still be worth it just for that. In fact, I dare say I think it probably is. What do we have that specifically cares about crimes? Is it just Magda? I guess it technically is just Magda, isn't it? We didn't end up taking a bunch of stuff that triggers off of crimes specifically. So I guess it's not actually super important that we have things that commit crimes. Alright, then I'm just gonna play plains and mountains then. What are our mana symbol counts? They're almost exactly even. Which one do we need more early? Probably red. Yeah, it's pretty close, but we'll say red. So we'll go 9 mountain, 8 plains, and call it a day. Oops, not. There we go. All right, that's our deck. I'm gonna go use the bathroom, and then we're gonna get started. We'll play our first game. Do-do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do. Going to the bathroom. Do-do-do-do-do. I've also moved my sheets to the dryer. Getting things done. Oh, I should close the door so that the noise of that doesn't leak through. Cowboys and dry sheets. I tell you, there's nothing finer. Oh. All right. We'll see how this goes. Ye howdy, partner. We're playing against Kai Balian. This looks pretty playable. Hello. Mount City. Oh, the mounts in Mount City. Thunder lasso, put it on my guy. Tap your man and commit a fucking crime. That's like the dream opener for my deck. Ooh, okay. I wish I knew what combat tricks green and white had in this set, so I knew what exactly I was concerning myself to play around. Could sack the treasure to get Sterling Supplier next turn. Put an extra counter on Magda, make it a little harder for her to be done in by a combat trick. Nope, we're just gonna... Oh, okay. Hard cast that to make a 2/2. Okay. I guess he's going for... He's gonna crime next turn and just try and hit me for a shit zillion damage, I suppose. Okay. Well, what do we want to do, then? I don't think we sack the treasure, because we have a dragon very soon if we keep it. So, I think we're gonna... Tap you? What are you thinking about, sir? And we'll main phase 2 Gila Courser, probably. That leaves us mana for Bovine Intervention if there's a fucking emergency. Not gonna attack, okay. Do I bovine something just to commit a crime? No, that's stupid. Or is it? No, I guess it's... Yeah, okay, okay. So what we're gonna do... We're gonna move the Thunder Lasso and saddle the Gila Courser, I think. Yeah. Okay. Put this over here. We're gonna attack with him. And that'll get us our third treasure. We'll tap the Vigilante. Go to blockers. Oh, I forgot to saddle it. That's fine. He's just gonna let this go to damage? Yeah. I could bovine something, just to save him? Is that worth it? No, I don't think so. We'll just kill these guys. And then we can activate. I'm not making use of the haste, unfortunately, but do that in case Magda dies somehow. And I think then we alright, we'll equip this to Magda. Pass it over. Not sure about if that's the right play, because having mana open for this would be nice, but he's in white-green, so he shouldn't have a lot of, like, haste. And I'm at 20, so I don't think we desperately need that. Exiling a card. He has plotted a Free Strider Commando. Gotcha. Okay. Ooh, that's a good one. I think we go for this. Let's attack. Tap that. Okay. Well, that's check. Gotta have something pretty fucking good. Better than just a 5/5 and something else. If I drop this, then when I attack, I get to tap 2 creatures. No, it's only activated abilities. Okay, so I'll still only get to tap 1, but... Kills the dragon. That makes sense. But that means Magda is still just fine. Okay. Let's... Yeah, we'll go to combat. Attack with both. Tap the commando. We can counter a combat trick with bovine intervention if we need to. Doesn't look like we need to. So this game should pretty much be over. Barring, I don't know, Wrath of God. I mean... no. Okay, well, you'd need to have something pretty good here, friend. What do I need to play around? I don't think I need to play around much of anything, TBH. I think we're just gonna... Okay. There was nothing to fear. Ooh, Magda with Thunder Lasso. That's a fucking mean turn 2 into turn 3. But that could have easily been rolled back by a single removal spell. Him not having one is really what doomed him there. Also, hello to you, Picturable. The games always seem to start out easier than they end. I wonder if it deliberately matches you in the course of your doing 7 games or whatever with people who have similar win-loss rates for whatever draft they're in the middle of. Or if it's just based on your, like, your ranking. That is to say, like, you know, what tier, you know, bronze, silver, whatever you're in. Or if it's just luck of the draw that I seem to get my easier opponents early and my more difficult ones later, on average. Hard to say. That is 100% what happens? Okay. Which of those? Is it just your overall ranking, or is it keeping track of how you're doing in just the draft that you're playing at that exact moment. Win-loss. Oh. Oh. Well, oh, okay, it's because it... Yeah, okay. He has something he can do before I declare attackers, I guess. Not sure what he'd be doing at that stage with double green, but we will see. We can shunt or twin cast something. Unlikely to be any alternative targets for anything he could do right now, but... You know. It's a thing that could exist. One John DiMaggio. I tell you what, Eartha Joe into Hellspur Posse Boss is going to be pretty hilarious if it happens. Oh, right on time, Mr. 3-Drop. Grumble mumble. Okay. We'll just play Eartha Joe. And we're not going to attack, because the lifelinks will bounce off each other. A 4th mana. Ah, okay. Yeah, so this Hellspur Posse boss is gonna give us a total of +6/+0 to slap onto our Outlaw Medic. Which is probably what we're gonna do with that. Yeah, I don't think there's any reason to attack with Eartha Joe, because she'll get traded for these two guys. Oh, he scoops to that! Oh, Jesus. I mean, I was about to gain 7. So, I guess I understand. Can you blame them? I don't blame them. But, I mean, it really depends what's in their hand, right? I can only assume from that they have, like, no removal in their hand. Because all they have to do is... They can, you know, like, they could just kill Eartha Joe, and it immediately cuts down my guys to only activating once. So, like, I don't feel it's an immediate, oh, obviously you lose the game from a position of having... How many cards do they have? 5? But yeah, if they didn't have removal in their hands, that would indeed be, that would be a tough one. Well, we did it. We got the combo. We got a bunch of Lil guys and Eartha Joe in play at the same time. I do love to see it. Playing against ex-Julio, or possibly just Julio. We don't have any early curve, unfortunately. But we don't actually have a huge amount of early curve to draw in our opening hand anyway. I think I'll keep this. I'm not sure if that's correct. But we have somewhere to build to. Okay, that helps. Play a 1/1 creature that I can flash block with this Holy Cow. Plus, pleased to be playing a little guy. Frontier Seeker. When it enters, a mount or a plains from among them. Okay, gotcha. Everyone's in white-green mounts, it seems. Rambling Possum. Okay. Attacks while saddled. It gets +1/+2. Return saddled creatures. Okay. Yeah, it looks to me like, given that we're also on the draw this game, we are gonna be the, we're not gonna be the aggressor here. Oh, that helps. That helps quite a bit. I might just play that now so that it can't get fucked by a responding pump spell or something. In fact, I think I will. Yeah, I'm just gonna kill this guy at sorcery speed. I don't want to risk him getting pumped in response and me taking 1,000,000 damage and him resetting his Seeker. That's how I just lose the game on the spot. Ooh, a third color. Rover Grizzly, okay. Let's get out Eartha Joe. This will be really funny if we manage to use this on a pump spell. I don't know if we'll be that lucky. Not bad, not bad. Another one, okay. The hordes of Mordor are assembling at my gate. Well, I'm not gonna trade Eartha Joe for that, so yeah, I'll take the 4. Yeah, the Thunder Lasso is admittedly not so great when I'm not in a position where I want to be aggressively attacking and where I don't have anything, I don't have the Magda to proc off, you know, crimes and stuff. He's tapped out. So, there's not going to be anything for me to return the favor on immediately. Gila Courser can trade with something. That's not bad. Okay, I think we just play Gila Courser this turn. Yeah, right now we're just looking for... We're looking to stabilize. I'm hoping I can have Return the Favor and Cow as things I can do next turn. It's gonna depend what he does here. Immediate, like, pump spell or something could be a problem for me, admittedly. He can't just get too blithe about it, though, since I do have mana open. He did not saddle. Okay, he's just passing. He's passing with a lot of mana open. That's pretty fucking sus. Okay, I think I go Thunder Lasso on the Gila Courser here, so it can't be traded with a Seeker. Saddle it with this guy. And that leaves me mana open to Return the Favor and try and fuck over a pump spell. Okay, he confirmed he has something he can play at instant speed. Okay, yeah. Get on the Gila Courser. What do you, oh, oops. The first time I've been your goad and it wasn't BM. It was clearly he didn't know that I was sitting there. Okay, so we're going to saddle. Resolve. Okay. Now we're gonna go to combat. We're gonna attack with this. And we're gonna tap his 3/3. Oh, attacking creature only. So return the favor does not help me here. That's a shame. Alright. Well, nothing I can do about that. Yeah, we tap that guy. I think I still get this proc. I'm not sure if it still, because it might not, if it doesn't count as saddled anymore. No, okay, it still works. We can play this till the end of our next turn, right? Okay. Then I think we want to save for Flash Cow and or Return the Favor. And just end here. We're a little on the back foot here, but not out of this. It really depends what he's got in his hand and whether I can get value off of Return the Favor. Okay. Don't have anything to say about that right now. Go ahead. No, it's pretty good. And he wants the cards on top, so he likes what he's drawing. Turn up to one target creature card from your graveyard to your hand, targeting what? The Rambling Possum? Okay. I could have copied that to get the Gila Courser, but that's a pretty minor benefit. Shame. He just used a removal spell I could have bounced, then this would be a very different game. You can declare attackers. Those two and nothing else. Okay. So we Flash Cow, block the Grizzly, I think, and then just block that with Eartha Joe. It seems like he still has something he can do at instant speed. That's pretty good. Yeah, we're gonna keep that on top. And, okay, we're gonna block like this, and if he has something that's like all creatures you control get +1/+1, I'm just mega owned, and that's how it's gonna be. Okay. That's pretty bad. Is that, like, game over? I'm not sure. Trick shot, I could kill something, and then the token. I really want to kill Fortune. Okay, let's play the Outlaw Medic. That leaves me enough to play the trick shot. I wanted to kill Fortune. I don't think I can afford to now. I think I have... Well... I guess I'll see what he saddles it with. Yeah, frustratingly, I think I have to just pass again here and keep looking to stabilize, but it's not going to be easy. Okay. Saddles it with just the mercenary token. So he's not gonna go for... He's not gonna try and reset his Frontier Seekers or anything. I'm actually, like, kind of surprised. I mean, I guess he can saddle it with other things. Saddles that. Okay. Pass to attackers. Alright. I think we have to kill the Drover Grizzly. If he's got another thing to save it, then I was never getting out of this alive. He's got something he can do in response. So that's something. Okay. Okay, again, if you've got a pump spell, I'm mega owned, but we're going for this. Yep, I'm mega owned. Okay, fair enough. We're probably scooping here, then. Is there anything I can draw that does something that I'll wait and see what I draw, but we're not winning this now. Oof. 6-2. Big boys, big boys. I suppose I can't be like, oh, what a good top deck. I mean, he scryed, like... He knew what he was drawing, he found it, he didn't just rip it blind off the top. Alright, yeah. Fair enough, you got me, sir. Little too much pressure for me to stabilize under. Yeah, no. Completely different game if the removal spell he uses on my guy is something I can retarget to one of his creatures, but it wasn't. Let's try again. 2 Gigapedes and multiple reanimation spells. Well, that does sound unfortunate, unless you can outrace that with flyers. Jealous Jasper! Ooh. I don't know if we want to keep this. This is as slow as the previous hand, but also I can get color screwed. I think we're gonna mulligan that. Okay. Yeah, this is also... doesn't look like incredible, but I think this is playable. Yeah, I'll keep 6. What am I putting back? Maybe Outlaw's Fury. That's not gonna be useful until later on anyway. Or the Stern... yeah, no, I want to keep the creatures in the removal, I think. Okay, let's outlaw it. Ooh, it's a color mirror. Take 1. First 2 draws being land, not encouraging. Three colors, and a 3rd land. Yeah, this is immediately really pretty bad. We need to draw some gas. Not much for Jasper to be jealous of on this side of the board right now. 4 mana, plotting a Stagecoach Security. Okay. Ah, right on time. Okay. Do we Sterling Supplier the Medic? Do we drop the Gila Courser? I think I really want to get the Gila Courser attacking so that it can get me card advantage. We're gonna go for this. He can make the Stagecoach Security, of course. But he might be greedy with it if he wants to use the effect. So maybe I can get in with the Courser once with a +1/+1 counter. 5/4 when you commit a crime during your turn. Okay, he is going to make them both. All right. So that's a vanilla 4/5. Gotcha. Okay. Okay. Let's... Sterling Supplier, counter on the Courser, saddle it. Yeah, it can still trade with the Stagecoach. Yeah, I think that's okay. And saddle. And let's attack. Okay, that's a good one. Can play that next turn. He's just gonna take the 5. Okay. Okay. Your move, salesman. Oh, I thought that was an island at first. I was like, 4 colors? 3 tap, discard a card, looks at the top. Okay, so that doesn't do anything until he has artifacts. Okay, that's neat. Okay. Shame I didn't have the mana up to return the favor on that. But we can't have all the things we want. I think I just take 9 here. I can still race pretty effectively with this plus the lifelink on Medic. Even if I can't give it +6/+0. And let's go to combat and swing for 5, or 6, I should say, and gain 3, and, I think I actually will play a Plains, because Trick Shot's really expensive, and I might want to have mana for that and something else. Whoa, that's a big one. That is a big one. However, is tapped out and needs to not die, and it looks to me like that's going to be a slightly tricky proposition for him when you factor in the Trick Shot. You probably should just pass here. Yeah. Okay, so I can give this... I can jack up the power on this to get through for 5. But I can't get through with any of my ground creatures at that point. Any of my scratches or grounders. So... I think we're still gonna do it. Put him on match point. So I need to not die and be able to get through with a creature. For which I think we're just gonna, rather than playing the Pyromancers, I think we're gonna sit. He'll gain some life off the Felidar. Yeah, we're gonna sit on Return the Favor and Trick Shot. In the hopes that one of those can navigate us to a winning board position for... Why are you saddling it with both your creatures? That feels like a mistake. But sure. Now it seems like I don't even need to do anything. Like, you'll gain a tiny amount of life, and you've tapped all your creatures. Yeah, you can declare attackers. Yeah, you'll gain some life and put some +1/+1 counters, which is cool and all. I mean, there's not very many, like, fog effects. I think I'm gonna block with the medic, because end of turn I could trick shot the Felidar to finish it off. And the card may help me. Oh, yeah, that's a good card. And he's just gonna end his turn. The fuck does he have in his hand? See if we can finish off the Felidar here. I think we just attack with everything now. Flash creatures are pretty much the only thing that's of any concern. And it's not going to be very easy for him to flash enough blockers to not take 3 damage here. Does that get it done? Just barely, I guess. He gets to live off of that. No, he still takes 3 damage here, even if he blocks the Hellspur Posse Boss. So, okay. I didn't see that that thing had flash, too. That's a scary motherfucker. Hello, Demon. Just got off your flight from Philly. PAX was great. Oh, okay. PAX... Philly in winter. Is that where PAX East is now? I thought it used to be in Boston. Or is there just... I guess there's probably many PAXs now. Maybe there's just a PAX Philadelphia specifically. When you forget to add the numbers on the board. I guess that must be a case of that, yeah. Though, to be honest, I probably should have just played the Holy Cow end of his turn and kept the trick shot for flash creatures. Well, that loses harder to a fog, I suppose. Yeah, just depends what I'm playing around. Unplugged. I see. I'm not familiar with that one. Okay, what does this cost in gems again? I already don't remember. I think we need 5 wins to break even. I think it costs, like, 600 gems or something in that vicinity. 500? I don't know. Anyway, we're doing okay. Let's keep going. Let's keep cowing our boys. Fluffy Warlock. Ooh, he's silver. I hope that's not platinum. That's probably silver. Colors, colors, colors. We only need 1 plains, and we have a Scorching Shot we can play. I think I'll keep this. See if we get fucked. Card games, TTRPGs, and board games mostly. Neat. Hello. Oh my god, he mulled to 5. I would say I'm sorry, but I mean, if I don't draw planes, I'm not going to be in a good way either. And that's still the case. Mind Raider. Yeah, okay. We can do this. We can do this. Oh, he's got Eartha Joe as well. Fun. Yeah, I can't stop that from happening, so sure. Yep. Yep. Please let me draw planes. Okay. Whew. I think we'll go... He's gonna be a 4-2. Well, he can be, anyway. I think we'll, gosh. We're gonna be limited by white mana anyway. No, we'll go this guy, because then we can Scorching Shot into something else next turn. Or we can trade him, which we might also do, but I'd rather trade him than my own Eartha Joe. Bridled Bighorn. Well, she you, partner. Costs 2 to saddle. Yeah, I'll go for the trade then. Okay. Let's see. We don't have a permanent to get with this yet, so we're gonna hold off on him. Let's make our own Eartha Joe. What number game is this? This is our 4th. No, this is our 5th. We are currently 3-1. Ah, the prickly pear! That will let him saddle. Yeah, this time I think I'm just gonna have to take the 4. And then I'll Scorching Shot it on my next turn. Yeah, no blockaroonies here. Okay, so yeah, let's Scorching Shot this. Let's see. He's got enough mercs that he can pump up Prickly Pear to 4-2, or his sheep to 3-1. I don't think I want the 3 damage, though. Well, no, I guess I have Holy Cow to trade. Yeah, okay. We'll go for the 3 damage. Or, no, that's right, it is 4 damage because of Eartha Joe's effect. Yeah, okay. We'll go for 4 damage here. And Holy Cow trade with something to keep from getting too badly tempoed here. But he's only got 2 cards. And I can recur the Holy Cow with Shepherd of the Clouds. Scalestorm Summoner. When it attacks, create a 3/1 red dinosaur creature if you control a creature with power 4 or greater. Neat. Ooh, that's not a bad one. Yeah, I'll keep that on top. And we'll kill one of the mercenaries. Okay. What do we want to play now? Sterling Supplier, I think. Create a 3/1 if you control... So he can pump that to 4. Okay. Let's... counter on Eartha Joe? Counter on Holy Cow. I think counter on Eartha Joe. The 5 toughness will help. And then we're gonna... go for Holy Cow damage. His own! Alright. Bump it to a 5/4, makes sense. Makes a 3/1. I don't think I can blithely take 5 here. I think I have to double block while he's tapped out and he can't have tricks, so he can kill one of my guys. He's gonna kill Eartha Joe. Okay, not surprising. Ooh, Outlaw's Fury. That puts me shockingly close to just ending the game. I can't do it right yet, though. I think we play Shepherd this turn. Leave this guy back to block, because we... Well, no. We gotta pump the Sterling so that we can... Yeah. Okay. Go to combat. Attack. And then... Oh, yeah, we don't have, do I just play that as a Vigilant Flyer? I think I might have to. Otherwise I play Outlum. Yeah, I think we just have to say fuck it. Miss out on the effect here. If I live this turn... Outlaw's Fury. Okay, Deadeye Duel out. Reach. Okay. How does he want to play this? Okay, he doesn't have a hand. He has one reach creature, so as long as all my creatures are alive, he's dead to Outlaw's Fury, right? Yes. Okay, so I just take the damage here. Okay. Yeah. No hand, no abilities. Yeah, okay, we're good. Whew. Tight race there. If he hadn't mulled to 5, I was probably just gonna get run over in that game due to my weird draw. But it worked out in the end. Just barely. 4-mana Griffin, let's go! It doesn't count though, Savvy. It's not a 4-mana 2/2. That's the canonical Griffin stat spread. We Junder functioning? We are, yeah. I decided to do this one since it's what's on Quick Draft, and I've never played it before. Instead of Foundations. Let's see. Okay. 4-1. We're looking for one more win to break even. That's all I'm gonna ask for. Anything else is gravy. We're already pretty close to breaking even if we 0-2 out from here, so it's pretty decent either way. And we got to rare draft a couple things. So, I'm feeling pretty good about the results of this. And Demon, you should tell us more about packs. What's your poison when it comes to card games, CTRPGs, and board games to play at a con like that? Oh no. Do we keep this and pray not to die? It has our colors, sure. I don't know. This is... Maybe our deck is a little top-heavy. Oh, thank God. A 2-drop. Okay. Now we are dramatically less likely to just immediately eat shit and die. Those are awesome basic lands. I don't know what those are from, but I like them. Okay. No, we're not gonna attack. I imagine he'll play a guy, saddle this, go for 3. They're the Theros Full Arts. That's pretty nice. He gonna saddle. I assume. Yeah. I don't think I care to lose my guy here for no trade. We're just gonna go Hellspur Posse Boss. The Posse Bossy. Posse Wassy was a bear. Posse Wassy had no hair. And we'll get our 3 lifelink. That'll help us race. I mean, we can block. I don't believe he is bluffing here. He's probably gonna drop some giant green fucker and try and invalidate my attackers, but Outlaw's Fury is pretty strong against that, so honestly, I think I'm just not even gonna block here. If that was a bluff, well bluffed, sir. But bodies are really valuable to me right now with this Outlaw's Fury in hand. Yeah, okay. Giant Beweaver. Ooh. Does that do anything here? Waves hand indecisively. We don't have a land, unfortunately. Yeah, I think we go for this. Outlaw's Fury, not amazing when we're only going with these guys, but okay, let's go with this. Now you have to decide if I'm bluffing. How does it feel to be the tapped out one? Congregation Griff, not a bad one. Him getting to scry over and over is not the greatest for me, but it is what it is. At least he's mostly scrying things to the bottom. Hey, there's a 5th land. What do we want to do with that, I wonder? Do we just Scorching Shot the Griff? When it attacks while saddled, it'll get +2/+2. I think I'm gonna... Yeah, I can only play this until the end of this turn. Yeah. We'll just shoot that guy in the face. Face McShooty. And get our lifelink hit. I don't get to scry every turn, but gaining 3 life a turn sure does feel nice. Ah. Okay, you bitch. I still draw a card, though. Yeah, okay. I might Bovine Intervention this guy after he saddles and attacks. Oh, he's not gonna saddle this time. He's just gonna attack for 5? Question mark? Yeah. Okay. Then, yeah, we're not gonna do anything about that. Sure. Do I Bovine that? He doesn't actually have anything useful to recur with this, mind you, but it is his biggest guy. I don't know. No, I think I save Bovine for him having like a really big, really threatening creature. I think we make... I don't have a mount, so this is not going to put it into play. I think we make Sterling Supplier. Bump one of my guys. And, okay. Once again, I'm a little behind on the tempo, but the life gains kept me in it to this point. I gotta force him to have it. I don't think I have the luxury of giving up the damage. Oh, he's gonna go for straight damage. Was that a misclick? No, because that creature would have traded and died anyway. Okay, I'm glad I blocked the 3-1 instead of the 3-3. Okay. And now he's out of guys, so Trick Shot pretty much ends his life. If I'd had the mana open to kill it in response, that would have also ended his life quite nicely, but... Okay, now we... play another one. Counter. Yes, you were gifted. Demon was at his old tricks and gifted him several more subs at the start of this stream. That was you, right? No, it was Duckman. My bad. Duckman is the rich Uncle Pennybags of this fandom. So I notice you have no cards in your hand. Okay, so I don't know what his plan even is by doing that. I guess he wants to reset it so he can draw off Reach for the Sky. But that doesn't really matter, does it? Return any number of creatures that saddled it. Okay, he wants to reset it so that he can get his Reach creature back. Okay, that makes sense. We're just gonna not let you do that. You can have a 2-2 instead, and I suppose you can draw a card off of that. Yeah, that's fine. That doesn't have Reach, so... That's the end of this one. Ugh. Sorry, let me check back at chat now that I am not in the thick of it. You got to play Lancer, a Blood on the Clock Tower, 2 Rooms and a Boom, and Queen by Midnight. I've heard of Lancer, none of the rest of those. Went to see the Critical Role live show that was nearby. Got VIP tickets to it. Exciting. Don't kill the possum. He scream at own ass. Too late for that, I'm afraid. So we magic those gatherings? We do. We do. Anyone here played Panic at the Dojo? I haven't. What is this? Parting Gust. Gift a tapped fish. Exile, and if you didn't give them a gift, it comes back. Oh, okay. Okay. Fun. Alright, we've reached the critical threshold, I think. Unless this one's 750 gems? I can't remember. Yeah, now I'm doubting myself, but I think 5 is break even. If you didn't give them a Piff. Piff does have that tapped fish aura about him, doesn't he? We're playing against Flarg! No notice on whether it is the Goblins of Thee. For a monocolor hand, this looks more keepable, albeit we've got our, like, one of our only double red cards, which is a little bit of a bummer. Plotting what? A demonic ruckus? There's a ruckus in my truckus. Red-green, okay. I don't think we've seen any blue yet. Ooh. Well, we're going hyper aggro here. I was gonna play the Outlaw Medic. Now I kind of think I might need the Keykeeper to tap his shit. I don't know how much the Medic's really gonna do with his one creature having Menace. So yeah, we'll go for Sterling Keykeeper. Oh, if he's playing Demonic Ruckus, he is surely, like, the most aggressive he can be. Okay, so just Trained Armadon. The lack of red mana, sucking a bit of shit right now. Do we play the Medic or save to tap? Medic still can't block anything without dying, so I think... Oh, no, 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 no. Yeah, we just pass. Yeah, okay, we'll tap. I don't think it really matters very much, but sure, we'll tap that. Stubborn Burrow Fiend. When it becomes saddled for the first time... okay, neat. Well, we found a mountain, so that's nice. I think we... I mean, we're taking a lot of fucking damage. We can't really... Well, no, okay. If we play Medic and we tap something, then we only take 2 damage net if he attacks with everything. Well, we don't know what he's gonna mill with this, is the problem. Tricky, tricky. This just trades 1 for 1, leaves a guy. I think I'm gonna play the Medic here and tap. I'm not sure if that's the best. It's not gonna be easy to stabilize at the rate things are currently going. But we're gonna have to hope. Bristle pack, okay. At the moment, that has Defender, thankfully. Sure, you can saddle that. And then we see... fuck, I was really hoping he wasn't gonna mill a creature. Okay, that's annoying. Okay, well... Yep, we're probably dead. Yeah, I'll block something. Oh, yeah, this is a lot of men. I can derailment and tap. That can take care of 2 things, and that probably stops his bristle pack from bristle attacking. If he saddles this... Yeah, this is just this is a really aggressive deck. This is like leagues faster of a curve than anything we've fought so far. Okay, he goes for the saddle. Generous Plunderer, okay. So that becomes a 4/4. This doesn't have a trigger on its attack, right? Okay. Tap that. It does have something at instant speed, which is not good. And so if he can shaboingle this, then I'm definitely dead in this game. Yep, it's shaboingled. Alright. Good game. Yeah. That's the end. Alas, maybe I should have just done that main phase, but I wanted to make him commit the saddle. I got greedy. Alright. Let's try again. 5-2. Maybe we'll get a slightly weaker opponent this time. Red, green, spicy beans. Draft Master 3000. I think we lose, guys. I don't know if we can defeat the Draft Master. I especially don't know if we can do it with a 2-land hand on the play. Oh, boy. Oy. Double or nothing! I gotta go out like a gambling man. You're fuck. You're so fuck. Form a posse for 0. Pass. Red, black. Blood Hustler. Whenever you commit a crime, put up some... Oh, okay, yeah. I think that guy is in the red-black deck. Gila Courser. I'm not gonna say we haven't been punished unless we draw a 4th land for Earth. If we draw a 4th land for Eartha Joe, then I would say we were officially not punished. But if we get stuck at 3, we're still gonna be feeling a little punished. That's the scariest motherfucker in the universe. I need to kill him immediately. I'd love to play this in Saddle, but we don't got time for that shit. Get this greasy motherfucker out of here. This guy's like the best card in the red-black precon. He's scary as fuck. What does that dude do? At the beginning of its controller's upkeep, for every outlaw they control... Oh, discard 2 cards? This isn't gonna do anything anytime really soon. I don't know that I'm gonna have the liberty to wait around for making this good. So I think I gotta chuck these and keep my removal and the creatures I can actually play. It's so painful because it's so good with Eartha Joe, but... Or do we chuck Bovine Intervention? Alright, we'll keep Form a... Ugh! I can't keep Form a Posse stuck on 3 lands. Return the favor. That's too conditional to justify keeping here. No, alright, we'll do this. As much as I hate to lose this while I've got Eartha Joe in hand. Okay. Mountain, Eartha Joe. Make my complimentary guy. Saddle my Gila Courier. Attack. Get this. Nice. We got a free land for next turn. And I can't play this turn, right? Yeah, okay. And we end. Anyway, yeah, what this guy does is for every outlaw you control, at the beginning of your upkeep, you exile that many cards from the top of your opponent's deck, and you can play those cards until the end of the turn, and you can pay any color of mana for them. So you just get to draw X cards off the top of your opponent's deck to play that turn. He's an absolutely disgusting amount of card advantage. He's like the one card that can let this deck beat the green-blue precon. Moida? Okay. He is El Destructo. Heartless Pillage again. Oh, that sucks. That sucks quite a bit, actually. Let's play Mountain for turn. We can still saddle our foy. I tried to say friend and boy at the same time. Can still get in for another 4, and what's basically a draw. Ooh, that's a good one. Go to damage, sure. And I think we just play this. Hollow Marauder. Alright, I discard a card again. But I do deny him the draw because it was an expensive card. Okay, he wants to shut down that shit, which makes sense. I'm still gonna saddle him and attack, though. And I think I'm also gonna attack with the Supplier. Go to combat. That's a decent one. Trade. Trade both. Okay. And I'm gonna keep this Plains in hand, so that if he has something else that makes me discard, that he'll actually think he can maybe get value off of it. Boneyard Desecrator, okay. What the fuck is that shit? That looks like the card that kills you. When when it deals combat... Put up... Remove 1 to untap target. Okay, so it's way less bullshit than the OG. But still reasonably strong. Gotcha. I understand. Okay, let's play planes. He still needs to rip something that can deal with this. He didn't! Ugh. Scary as fuck. Oof, I'm surprised I had the resources to muscle through that after getting hit with 2 discard 2s. The Gila guy... People don't seem to quite respect the Gila guy, or at least that opponent did not respect the draws off of him. I think he needed to trade his guy on board for that creature way earlier. Because I basically drew 3 cards off of it. Alright, this is going to be our last game, win or lose. We've certainly broken even now. Yeah, I think it costs 750 gems, so I think we have now officially broken even and made a profit. And let's go. The instant terror on that referential card. I mean, if that had been actual GT, then that alone would have ended my career. I would not have been able to kill him, and my guy would have died, and the game would have just been torn away from me in an instant. Ugh. Scary. Once again, we play the maximum number of games. The maximum amount of content. 3-1 Vindlestock? Nice, nice. Keep it up. Terabyte. That's a lot of data. His deck is full of datums. Yeah, okay. We've got a curve. We have some cards that do things, and we're not very likely to be color screwed. Oh yeah, I'll give him a hello. Let's, I don't know how much it matters. I guess we'll go Outlaw Medic. Raven of Fell Omens. Whenever you commit a crime, steal a life. Yeah, I'll block. I know that gives you a guy, and that's fine. Let's see. That can trade, but I think I actually want the Deadeye Duelist here, because that can block the 2-2. Yeah, we're just gonna play this and pass. Ooh! Okay, he is gonna target me to commit a crime. I think we're gonna do Posse Boss Pump Medic play again. Oh, he's stuck at 2. Okay. We'll probably double block with these guys. And that's okay. I'll still get the card off my medic, and I'll get some life, so I think it's still worthwhile. Nope, he's just gonna take 3. Okay. Got his 3rd swamp, but it's a swamp, so if he's not mono black, he might still be color screwed. Black Snag Buzzard. Why didn't you play that second main phase after maybe something had died in combat? Okay, so I can kill 2 things with Trick Shot here, which is probably what I'm gonna do. Do I pump medics, swing with those? Kill stuff with Trick Shot? Probably, yeah. He's tapped out, so Trick Shot should let me get something favorable here. Just that. Okay. So that guy, the token's gonna die, so I'll kill the Buzzard, I think. Yeah, let's kill the buzzard and the token, and then his bloodsucker will also die in combat. We'll gain the 2 life off of it, that's okay. Another one. But no land. Okay. Yep, this plan works just fine. We're gonna stick with it. Yeah, you can do that this time. I still get to gain my 3 life, I still draw a card. So overall, pretty okay with that. Ooh, very okay with that, actually. Gila Courser? Yeah, I think we'll get Gila Courser online. We can drop Holy Cow on instep. And then I've got Shepherd to get back Medic or Courser if it dies next turn. Then I fired, and I missed. I missed both times. And then I fired, and then I fired, and I missed. Long story short, missed. Unfortunate accident. Targeting that? Okay. I would kill people not respecting Gila Courser, man, I'm telling you. Yeah, we don't want to draw that. Okay, so we're gonna saddle. Let's just go to combat and swing all. Yeah, there's no reason to do anything else pre-combat. And this I can play till the end of next turn, right? Okay. So Mountain, Shepherd. We get the Outlaw Medic. He's got to have, I don't know, Mutilate? He's got to have Wrath of God here, basically. That's not Wrath of God. Good. I mean, if he's gonna good game me, I'll good game him. It doesn't look to me like it was a good game. It looks to me like he probably had a second color he didn't draw into. But I've been there, so if my opponent's gonna be there occasionally, I will take it. I'm not gonna complain. And that, my friends, is a 7-win draft. And Lord Skitter's Butcher for our trouble. 2/3, when it enters, make a non-blocking rat, sack a creature to scry 2 and draw, or creatures you control gain menace. Neat. Hooray, all wins acquired. Thank you, Shakeosaurus. And thank you, all Eagle Admin, for your applause. Anyone in chat who has purchased a sub or been gifted one by the generosity of Duckman, feel free to use my single channel emote to express your emotions. Oh, that one works too, Ralph Bat. Sometimes you just get unlucky in Magic, indeed. Or you are, in turn, the recipient of the largesse of your opponent's lack of luck. 950 gems, 2 packs of Cowboyville. It did indeed cost $750. Okay, so we made a net profit of 200 gems on that, in addition to the 2 packs. And I say, let's not wait. Let's just open them. Emergent Haunting. This isn't Duskmorn. What are you doing here? At the beginning of your end step, if you haven't cast a spell from your hand this turn, and it isn't a creature, it becomes a 3/3 creature. Okay, fun. I didn't know there was all this plot support, all this mechanic with if you haven't cast a spell from your hand this turn, because it doesn't show up in the precons. That's kind of a neat one. Why are you saving the Foundations packs? No particular reason. I feel like opening them more on a stream where we're gonna draft Foundations, which was the original plan. But then I saw Thunder Junction was on Quick Draft, and I never got to play Thunder Junction while it was current. Outlaw Stitcher. Oh yeah, we saw that guy during the draft. Heartless Pillage we saw. Quick Draw we saw. Stinger Back Terror. 7/7 Flying Trample. -1/-1 for each card in your hand. And plot for 3. Funny. Funny. This would be very scary indeed if it had haste. Like, it's not bad as it is, but this flavor of red creature often also comes with haste. This particular one does not. You fake sleeping is always a funny gag. I'm glad that it is actually funny. It's funny to me, so I do it even if no one else finds it funny. But if other people do find it funny, even if just one, then that's a bonus. Moida! This looks like an illustration from Bang, that the Western dual shoot-'em-up multiplayer tabletop game. That's a good one, by the way. Flash Flying Lifelink. Oh, yeah. He kills someone who took damage. Annie joins up. So I guess there's like one of these for different legendary creatures. Because we saw Rakdos joins up in the draft. I don't know who Annie is. I assume a red, white, and green legendary creature. When Annie joins up, enters. Deals 5 damage to target creature or planeswalker an opponent controls. If a triggered ability of a legendary creature you control triggers, that ability triggers an additional time. Oh, okay. So it actually... No, because this isn't a creature. Okay, yeah. Go, yeah. Okay. Neat. The longer you do it, the funnier it is, yeah. I always like to do it just a little longer than you're gonna be expecting. So that there's the extra beat of like, oh, he's really committing to this, isn't he? The Rakdos? Yeah, we didn't take it. But, yeah, no, it was Rakdos, the demon guy, but in a cowboy hat. Like you do. I forgot that shit. I noted the first time I had Foundations packs, I noticed and made fun of that, the sudden... Also, we can open a little bit of this. Next Guard, Cavalry, we got a little common dual land. Oh yeah, the poor man's Solemn Simulacrum. Curator of Destinies. Look at the top 5 cards, separate them into a face-down pile and a face-up pile. Opponent chooses one, put that... It's like reverse Factor Fiction. That's fun. That's fun. We'll open until we have 10 left. I think that'll be like 4 or so. Okay, they reprinted a Braid here. I think it's nice that the direction they seem to have moved with some of the really specific type of card destruction effects is they stopped making it so they only do that and started making more cards like this. So, like, you know, they started printing a Braid instead of just Shatter. And, you know, they started printing that green card that's like a Naturalize or a Wing Snare instead of printing Wing Snare, because those cards were often just a little too specific to be viable and useful. I think that's a good design space. Genesis Wave. Reveal X cards, top of library. Oh, okay. And then also you get all the cards with mana value X or less, so it's sort of exponential-ish in its effect. Fun. Cat Collector. Let's see. Yeah, we've seen these. We've seen these. What about this, though? Ooh. Quilled Great Worm. 7/7 trample for 6. Whenever a creature you control deals combat damage during your turn, put that many +1/+1 counters on it. It must survive to get the counters. You may cast this card from your graveyard by removing 6 counters from among creatures. Oh, okay. So if he dies, he has a built-in way he can maybe recur himself. That's fun. Last pack. Let's see. Stromkirk, Blood Thief. Ooh, that vampire is, dare I say, very gender. I'm trying to... Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what I'm looking at exactly, but it's gender for sure. Homunculus Horde. Oh, yeah. Speaking of exponential cards. Guy who duplicates himself and then they duplicate themselves, etc., etc. Very fun. Their gender depends on if your opponent lost life this turn. At the beginning of your end step, if an opponent lost life this turn, do bottom surgery on Stromkirk Blood Thief. Missed opportunity for Raging Gay emote spam. True, true. Yeah, maybe I mean, I have the art. I'd have to try and cut it down to be the right aspect ratio. And I'm not sure whether it's framed properly to be an emote in its current form, but if it's not, I bet I can ask someone to make a Twitch emote dimension-friendly version of it. Yeah. Yeah, that's a good idea. I think I will probably do that. Oh, game over at 3-3. Sorry to hear that, Vindlestock. Were you playing in a mode where 3 wins... Does 3 wins still get you something okay? Depending on which kind of draft you were doing? Do we have permission from the digital artist? Yeah, I need to ask. Barden also is the one who made Raging Gay. But if he's okay with it... Actually, I don't know. I don't know Barden's gender. If they're okay with it, then I'll probably do that. Okay. Let's see how we're doing on the old reward tracker. Pretty good. Pretty good. We're at 33. Our goal, if we're gonna buy the thing, our goal is 63, because that's the last gems reward. That's kind of the break-even point on the amount of value you're putting into it. So honestly, given that it doesn't even yet list a date when this is going away, given that that's the case, I think we're probably gonna get there and even beyond. So that's exciting. I probably will buy this mastery and get a bunch of free bullshit. And a little draft token, and a bunch of free rares, and packs, and Gyorbles that I can spend on cosmetics. Yeah, that'll be fun. That'll be fun. Alrighty, 300 gems in a pack. And was that in the mode that cost 750 gems? Because if so, that's not, like, devastating. If it was in the mode that cost, like, 1,500 gems, that's unfortunate. I don't remember the prize, the payout. Yeah, okay. Same as you, okay. Oh, right, yeah, because you would have been doing the quick draft also if you were doing Thunder Junction. Okay. Yeah, that's not the end of the world. What do you get? It's 50, 100, 200, 300. It's a fairly steady progression, I guess. But it starts getting a little more rewarding around 4 and 5. Shame. I'm sorry, sorry it ended there for you. How was blue-white control in that format? Did you feel it was viable and you just, like, maybe didn't have the perfect picks, or you just didn't have good matchups or luck in your matchups, or did you try and draft it and you were like, I'm not sure about this color combo in this format. I don't know if I'm ever going to draft Thunder Junction again, but be interested to hear your data. I also tend to get around 3 wins in quick drafts because of bad draws. That's rough. I'm trying to remember. I've done about 5 drafts now. I want to say I think I've gotten to at least 5 wins each time, but I'm not confident. They've gone very different ways. Usually if I start off super hot, I then suddenly bomb out and go 0-3 at some point. And if I start out kind of middling, I actually tend to have better luck. When can you do them? Do you mean drafts in general, or like quick draft for Outlaws of Thunder Junction? So quick drafts, they cycle out which set is active for quick draft once a week. But you can always do drafts with the latest set. Like right now, you can do the best of threes draft or the regular draft. You might also be able to do sealed right now. Limited. No, it looks like they don't have any form of sealed running right now. But they do sometimes. Yeah, I'm not really sure why they don't have sealed running all the time now that I think about it. I also don't know what this is. But it's a constructed event, so I dismissed it out of hand. I learned my lesson trying to play that midweek madness for Brawl, hoping maybe people would bring piles of cards like I was. No, they killed my ass. And can you keep the cards? Yes. Yeah, so you do have to pay in either gold or gems. I ground up gold before I started drafting, so I haven't spent any real money on this yet. And you do keep the cards, no matter what kind of draft you're doing. You keep whatever cards you draft. The difference, if you want to call it that, to drafting IRL is when you're drafting IRL, you have a reasonable expectation that whatever money you're spending on the draft event and the packs, you're going to get some of it back in the value of the cards you draft in terms of their secondary resale value. Like if you're drafting a block that has a cycle of rare dual lands that are like really valuable, which some blocks do, like the Onslaught fetches or the Ravnica shock lands. If you open one of those and just rare draft it, regardless of what colors you're in, you've paid for the draft right there. And you can't do that on Arena because there's no secondary market. You can't trade individual cards and you can't resell cards for anything. So in that respect, keeping the cards does not help give you value the same way it does in real life. But it gives you value in the sense of you do add them to your collection to use in any constructed format here. Got some red cards, maybe one step closer to the Brawl deck that I'm looking to make on here, which maybe I'll sit down and look at after this to see if I can actually put together an okay version of it that I can play against viewers. But that's gonna take some time. I think we're gonna wrap it up here for now. I did my draft. I'm gonna go. I need to get my sheets out of the dryer, put them back on my bed. Think about what I want to do tonight. Maybe more Path of Exile. Maybe I see my friends are playing Marvel Rivals. I played a little bit of that yesterday. It's exactly Overwatch again, but it's like early Overwatch, which was a lot of fun. That was the most fun I had in Overwatch. So it feels like it's a good time for that. Raid Piff? Yeah, if Piff's streaming, I will do that for sure. Raid Chanel. Piff 0. Oh, he's playing Balatro. Fun. Yeah, if you want card games, yeah, we can go over there and watch some other card games. I'll go ahead and do that. I'll send you over there, and hope you guys have a fun time with that. And I will see you again before long.